Boris looked very worried and sad. Mighty Oak, it looks very bleak for us. Poor Boris, the trip to the mighty tree, all the scary-looking new creatures, the questioning, all of this got the better of him, and he'd started to cry. Mighty Oak said, Boris, my boy, you are here with friends. You've done the right thing in coming to me. Leave it with me. Don't worry any more. Let me do that. Look, here comes Arthur. You get up and then you can sleep in my branches, all right? Boris stopped crying and he suddenly felt safe and relieved that he had shared his problem. It was a big burden to carry for such a young monkey. Arthur was followed by another collared dove, and they were both carrying a paper bag with their feet, and they dropped them on a thick branch next to Boris. Hope this is all right for you, Boris. In the bags were fruit, 2 eggs, nuts, and some shellfish. Boris tucked into his treat. When he had finished his meal, he was very content, felt safe, and very tired. He fell asleep and slept the very best sleep he'd ever had. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Rose was making jelly for Mark's birthday treat. 2 neighbours' little boys were coming to his birthday tea. They were brothers. Gary was 5 and his brother Christopher was 6. Mighty Oak was deep in thought over this new quandary when he noticed a gentle tap on his trunk. It was Timmy. Timmy, hello, my friend. He was so fond of this squirrel. Timmy was starting to show his age now. He was 7 years old. Is it true we have a monkey visitor? It is, Timmy. With that, Timmy gleefully clapped his hands with joy. Timmy, shh, my boy, he's sleeping up there in my branches. Oh, sorry. Does it mean there will be missions? There certainly will be, Timmy. Are you up for that? Yes, please, sir. He's smaller than I imagined, Timmy said, looking up at the sleeping monkey. Oh, look at his little hands. What's his name? Boris. Oh, Boris. I know, Timmy. Reminded me of our Boris the badger. I still don't understand why people poach, Mighty Oak. Timmy, I'm afraid there is a lot of things we will never understand. Are you staying for Mark's birthday? Timmy. Yes, please. I want to say happy birthday to him, and I haven't seen Andrew for ages, so I want to catch up with him and all his news. Timmy. Oh, I imagine what he will think about our visitor. Timmy. I bet he will. Timmy. Bless you. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Not that. Please, Mighty Oak, not that. Timmy's eyes filled with tears. But we always talk after school. When? Right on his birthday, Timmy. Why? Why does it happen? It's not fair. How can you talk to us one day and the next day just forget us? Timmy, we'll never know this. I'm afraid it's something we just have to accept. Poor Timmy was so upset. He said, I'll just wait down here to say happy birthday to Mark. Timmy sat on the ground with his back against the mighty tree's trunk, sobbing. All his life he had chatted to Andrew. They had laughed together, played games, played soldiers, a favourite, listened to Mighty Oak's stories together. The mighty tree watched Timmy. He felt so sorry for him. Andrew and Timmy were very close, and last year Timmy lost his best friend Snubs. Andrew helped him. And now Timmy had lost his 2 friends. Timmy, I love you, my boy. He didn't hear the tree. He was so very upset. Somehow this was harder than losing Snubs, because poor Snubs was gone, so he couldn't speak to Timmy or be around. But Andrew was here and simply just forgotten all they shared, forgotten the laughter. And now Timmy meant nothing. Andrew had just arrived home from school, promptly picked up his brother and swung him around. Andrew, not in the kitchen, be careful. You nearly knocked his cake. Put your brother down, please. Ooh, Mummy's in a mood, Mark. Andrew, can you blow up these balloons for me, please? Yes, Mum. Andrew blew up one and hit his brother on the head with it. Mark laughed. My turn. Andrew, for goodness sake, you're getting Mark all excited. Listen, Change for your uniform, and then you can both go in the garden while I lay the table. Yes, Mum. Andrew changed into his home clothes and ran downstairs. He finished blowing up the balloons. Do you want these on a string, Mum? No, thank you. Oh, no, we'll use them for games. Okay. Come on, you. Andrew picked up his brother and went into the garden. Mark ran as fast as his little legs would take him up the winding path to Mighty Oak. Timmy jumped up. Hello, Mark. Happy birthday. Timmy handed him a pretend gun he had made out of sticks for Mark. Thank you. Andrew called out. What are you doing, Mark? Following the path to his younger brother. Oh, he looked shocked when he saw Timmy. Careful, Mark. I've heard squirrels can bite. Timmy was shouting to Andrew. Andrew, it's me. Andrew, it's Timmy. Andrew said, Come on, Mark. There's something wrong with it. It's moving its mouth strangely. It's Timmy, said Mark. Timmy looked at Andrew, willing him to please remember. Remember me, Andrew. Come on, Mark. What's that? Pointing to the toy gun. It's my present from Timmy. Come on, Mark. Let's play cowboys. Timmy leapt up into Mighty Oak's branches, got close to his trunk and wept. I'm sorry, Timmy. I'm sorry, lad. Inside, Rose was setting the table. It looked very nice. There were paper hats as well. Ron had just arrived home. Hello, love, he called out whilst placing his coat on the hook in the hall. I'm in the kitchen, Ron. Well, this all looks very festive, Rose. Lovely. He walked over to his wife and kissed her on the cheek. Where's the boys? In the garden. Ron looked out the back door. There they were, running around happily. Andrew's a good lad, isn't he? Said Ron proudly. Do you know there is no way my elder brother would have played with me like that, not the patience. Ron watched his boys, feeling very proud and happy. Oh, by the way, Andrew's blown up the balloons, Ron, so you don't have to. Rose cheekily laughed. I'm not scared of balloons, Rose. I've told you it was just a surprise of it. If you say so, Rose replied, affectionately pinching her husband's cheek. Stupid things. Balloons and candles don't go. No, dear, replied Rose. She couldn't help but laugh, as she just remembered last Christmas meal, when a balloon fell from the ceiling. Andrew had proudly made stick after rubbing it on his jumper and throwing it to the ceiling. The balloon slowly drifted down, which Rose, Andrew and Mark had all seen. However, Ron was placing his napkin on his lap, and he hadn't seen it. Down it came and landed straight on the candle. It popped so loud it made Ron jump so hard he somehow managed to tip his chair back and promptly fell down. There was silence. The boys looked at each other. Then they looked at their mother, and they all looked at Ron, who appeared to be still sitting down whilst laying down on the floor. Mark was the first to giggle, followed by Rose, then Andrew. Poor Ron, he eventually saw the funny side. Oh, I'm going to change, said Ron in a pretend grumpy voice. He turned back to his wife and winked.